Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Fantastic. That's exactly what I like to hear. I think my hair looks a little odd. I guess it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Anywho's, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another morning stream. I'm glad you guys found your way in here in the morning. We'll wait a couple seconds here before we get started. Kind of sorry for a little bit of a late arrival today. So, a couple things I'm watching. If I want to be completely honest, I haven't had too much time this morning to really cue in on exactly what I would like to trade. I have an idea. There's a lot of stocks kind of floating around in my mind yet. I haven't really cued in on what I want to trade. So I know what's moving. I know, what kind of earnings reports are out right now. I still haven't seen everything. I still got quite a few stocks to go through on my scanners. So, maybe you guys will help me out today and you'll point something out that maybe I want to trade. Who knows? We'll see. Okay. Good morning, and good morning. All right. So I'll kind of just run you through. Good morning, AMRN. No money at the casino. Unfortunately, lost $120. $110? Yeah, pretty much anticipated that was going to happen. I didn't really want to be there in the first place because it was kind of late. And I'm like, I don't really even care to be here. So I pretty much went to the craps table, took my $100, split into like 3 hands. I think it was first one was like 30, and then I did like 2 40-hand trades. And basically just played the field, won ones, and then just lost all the money. It's like, all right, cool. No need to be there. All right. All right, so let me run over. I'm going to briefly touch on, not really briefly, maybe I'll spend some time at Disney. Okay, so if anybody watched Disney yesterday, Disney went just absolutely nuts. They had news about their streaming service, Disney Plus, and I took a few trades in there, really just small short trades, trying to see if I could catch a top, and then I realized that the news was just so strong that I'm just shorting, obviously, against one of the worst stocks to be shorting. So I think I took like a $100 loss on that. But actually, I'll show it to you. I'll show it. This is something that didn't get put in the recap yesterday because by the time I did the recap, I hadn't made this trade. But you can see how I start here, right? Like, look at this trade go in, right? So even though I shorted the wrong move and the stock was too strong, and we could touch on multiple reasons why, but take this one. We could point out all the things I did wrong, but let's point out the things that were done good in this scenario, which is you can see I was sizing in really small as it was going up. So I was really taking in little pieces as it's going up. So I'm not trying to go full size, time a top. I'm really just kind of sizing in as it was going up. And so a lot of times that can alleviate you from taking a big loss by trying to size in the whole position all in one point and then hold it too long. That way I was able to kind of stretch the trade out, average up a little bit without crushing myself. But anyways, it resulted in like a $120 loss on that. So it wasn't too crazy. About the same amount of money I blew at the casino in about 10 seconds. Okay. So anywho's, Disney had their streaming news come out. So Disney pretty much got positive news regarding their Disney Plus streaming service, and their thing and stock skyrocketed, exploded. So this is to be watched. Initially for me, I would watch it long bias on the day. You see this 147 and this 146. That's the previous 52-week high. So if this really wants to move higher, we would expect that Disney can hold the 147, 146 price, right? So that's the way I look at it, is this was an explosive move. They just had earnings too. Now they have really good news. I would watch this long bias, continue watching it long bias. Don't think that it's going to be anywhere near as explosive as yesterday. It won't be. It can still have explosive moves, but nothing like you've seen yesterday. End of the day, we'd be long bias on Disney from the 147, 146 price if it can hold above the previous 52-week high. Okay. All right. Which would lead you into Netflix, because Netflix or Disney and Netflix are competitors, so anything good that happens to Disney is bad for Netflix, and anything good that happens to Netflix in general will be bad for Disney. So we can see here that yesterday, Netflix just got annihilated coming down, after about the same time Disney got the good news, right? Starts getting crushed, coming down. Okay, cool. If we look at the 4-hour chart here on Netflix, you're going to see they kind of broke down some trends and things like that. I'm going to remain short bias on the stock. I'm going to follow it short bias. We've really been channeling back and forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, and snap, crack, popple, drop. Right? So we've seen this break down out of trend here. So I'm going to remain short bias on it for the time being, probably down until about a price of 278. That's kind of where I would like to see this thing fall. So I'm going to remain short bias with Disney having good news, okay? On Netflix, that is. Alrighty. And then I'm briefly just going to quickly touch on a couple earnings reports today. Not going to go into too much depth on them because I'd rather answer some questions here and we don't have too much time. Also because I got on late today. Also because I'm a piece of poop. All right. So Walmart had earnings. They popped up. They've kind of faded back down. I'm not crazy about Walmart's earnings. I usually never trade Walmart's earnings. It usually never has a really good setup or a really good formation for me to want to trade intraday on its earnings report day. So more oftentimes than not, I never trade Walmart, but it is an earnings report. Walmart's into a new 52-week high. You could watch this for trading, but I normally don't. Okay. On to the next one, which is WBA. Now WB, excuse me. WB has gone from 53 down to 45. I like this one. The one thing I haven't double checked to see if it has a divergence this morning. Give me a second. Nope, not really. Okay, cool. So there's really no bullish divergence on the stock. So this gives me the confidence to say short bias on it. And if we look at the 180-day chart, we have a small mini support here at about 46 bucks. I would like to see that actually stay broken, continue to break, and actually come down to 44. I say that we could see the price of WB all the way down to 44 because, well, we have this $2 kind of price point till the next support. I know I might be going a little fast. I apologize, but again, we don't have a lot of time, so you're just going to have to pick it up on the fly. All right, so if we get WB short buys today, it can actually get down below 46 successfully. I would see about a 2-point drop, maybe down to the $44 price point. I don't think we could ask for much more than a drop down to 44 on WB today, okay? All right, next one. This one's a low-volume stock that I hope is just kind of flying under the radar, turns into a great trader on the day, which is SINA. So you can see they had an earnings report. They're coming down from about 41 down to 37. They're below this support. Well, they were, but I kind of got out of the way. Hold on. All right, so they're below that support. They are briefly below that support. So really there's no support on the stock until really you get down to about 36 to 35. So I see some potential downwards action on this. I think we can make it down further. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on SINA short bias today. Again, not a whole lot of pre-market volume, trading volume, but this can very well pick up as the day progresses and then as we get into the market open. And you can see that it normally doesn't, if you look up here on these days, which was yesterday, you can see it normally doesn't trade all that much volume. So typically stocks like this, I would never trade. But because it's an earnings report day, they get additional volume usually, which can make them acceptable to trade. But if you're ever looking at something that looks like that, it's just gross. I don't like trading that. All right, going to run over just a couple more. No, I'm not. Never mind. We're just going to go straight into what you guys are asking. All right, give me a second. Natural gas /NG. I have not seen natural gas in gosh knows how long, so let's take a look. I guess it really can't hurt, right? /NG. All right. So /NG had a big spike, pretty much right up into resistance. So this had a big move here. Hold on. This is a 1-day, 1-minute chart. Let's look at the daily chart. So, yep, /NG is simply on a bounce. Where's the 4-hour? Let me take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, /NG is simply on a bounce, and you're going to want to be short bias /NG, or you just want to be bearish on natural gas altogether at about 2.7, simply. If you're looking at probably what you guys, and the reason I say that, this is a perfect head and shoulders pattern. So right now you want to be bearish on the head and shoulders formation until you're wrong and it becomes bullish. So you don't want to play the bull side on this until, excuse me, I have to sneeze. You don't want to be bullish on natural gas until the bearish head and shoulders pattern fails. Right now, you're in a picture-perfect head and shoulders pattern. So in the next couple weeks, if this pattern does play out, you should expect natural gas to be back down to about 256 and or lower, maybe down towards 2.4. And if we look at you guys here, you guys hasn't even... Yeah, you guys isn't even as well as formed as the natural gas futures, but same thing. I would stay bearish on natural gas, but bearish on natural gas, you guys here at 1770. Okay, you still have about another 2 points or about 1.5 points to go up to be really bearish on natural gas there. Okay. BAC. Okay, I'll take a quick look at BAC. I'm not a big fan of Bank of America, but I'm really not a big fan of any big bank. They're just pretty much all not good. And when I say that, I mean that just banks in general are not good. Not the stock isn't good. I see. Yes. It all's coming together now. All right, no. So with BAC, I mean, you're just on a pullback. I mean, ideally, if you think this is going to continue trending higher, this is where you dip buy and you just start buying long. There's no pattern. There's no breakout. There's no formation. There's really nothing that would make me want to. It's just a trending stock. So basically, you're just trying to trade trend right now and play trend. So you basically just dip buy here. That's the only really play you have with that stock. If all hell breaks loose and this goes sideways, I mean, I would buy a dip off of 31. Yeah, but other than that, I really wouldn't. Because here was your breakout, right? You're kind of channeling. You broke out, you retested the breakout level, and now you've bounced. So you pretty much already missed your move on that for now. The only entries you can really look for are small dip buys off like the moving averages now. Until a new formation occurs, that is. Any signs of the market pausing? Well, if you mean pausing as in like not actual trading happening and the market actually pauses, no, that's not going to happen unless we have like some type of terrorist attack, some like disease outbreak, or some type of crazy event happen. Then they won't actually close the market. But when you say pause the market, you could mean a sideways consolidation. That's probably not very likely considering we're breaking into new highs and we're going into a market melt-up phase. When it comes to the market, I'm going to do a video here either today or tomorrow. We're most likely going into the market melt-up phase. And actually I don't want to say kid, that's just inappropriately, not even, it's just wrong. A gentleman had messaged me on Instagram. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before. And he goes, Connor, you are just, he was telling me that I was so right and that thank you for all that you do, basically. But he was going on to say that over a year ago or 5 months ago, we were saying here on this channel, we had all been discussing and we were saying the same exact thing that CNBC is now saying, but just 6 months, 7 months later. So what we were saying a year ago, they're now just saying. Again, and the reason that's because CNBC is a really big company and they can't just come out and say whatever they want to say before things happen, because then they can very well easily make themselves look like bigger idiots than they already are. Just kidding. They're decent. But anyways, so we're going into the market melt-up phase most likely, which is, we've explained this before, and that is when the market kind of breaks into a new high and you're pretty much going on your last leg of the market up or your last breath before you die. That's really what's going on. We're having the last little bit of life in the market melt-up phase where everybody panics to buy, right? Because we went like this, chopped back and forth, and everyone's like, oh my God, I got to sell, or I need to stop buying, or the market's going to crash, which is the right thinking. But then when it doesn't crash or we don't go into a recession, we start to break into a new high, You then go, oh my gosh, why did I listen to all those people saying recession? Why did I sell my position? Why wasn't I investing more? Now we're breaking into new highs and this thing is going crazy. I'm going to start buying up. I need to keep buying. This thing's going to keep going. And you're doing the exact opposite of what panic selling is. Panic selling is when things are going down so fast and so abruptly, you don't even know what the hell is going on. You can't even logically think to yourself. So then you start selling your positions. And then, a year later or maybe next week, the thing bounces back and you go, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Why did I sell it? If I just would have held it, it would have been fine. And that's because you were caught in the emotional roller coaster and side effect of panicking. So you panic sold. And there's a vice versa. There's an opposite to that. There's a panic buy where, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Why wasn't I buying? And I thought the market was going to crash. If I just would have held on to what I had, or if I would have just bought more, I would have made so much more money. So now I'm going to start buying even more because we're breaking out. And then you start buying the top. And then it crashes and it rolls over on you. And that's what's called a market meltup. It's the exact opposite of a panic buy, a panic sell. When things go down, then you sell and then they bounce back and go, shit, I'm an idiot. And then when you have a panic buy, things are going up. So you start buying, and then you catch the top and it goes over and you go, I'm such an idiot. So either way, you're an idiot, but you just do it differently. You just decide to be an idiot a little bit differently each time around, from a panic buy to a panic sell. All right, good stuff. 854. Wow, we're just not getting much done today, it seems like. Cisco for a buy. I think, we're going to pass on Cisco. SNNA. SNNA. Okay. Ooh, so what is this? It's a garbage little penny stock popping up today. Yeah, SNNA, this is going to be a pumping up stock. So if you want to follow it, follow it. It's going to get pumped, or it won't get pumped, or it'll crash. But yeah, this is a super cheap stock. It's about 18 cents. So if I were to trade this and want to make any sort of decent money, I'd have to be taking like 500, 600,000 shares or something crazy, 200,000. But so I won't trade this. But if you want to, this is starting to get pumped up. This is the type of movement that can lead to bigger movements. It's possible the SNA even goes to $1 on the day. Maybe I will watch this. I never trade stocks like this, but sometimes they rip to like $1 and you're like, damn, if I would have just bought like 200,000 shares and held it, So SNNA, yeah, keep an eye on it. Yes, sir. APDN. I'm glad that we got that info out to most of you guys. We average about 340, sometimes 320, 400 people on the stream. If only we could get to like a couple thousand, we would have been able to save a couple people yesterday. They definitely wouldn't have committed suicide, unlike Epstein yesterday on APDN. If we could just got to him, we could have explained to him that APDN was most likely going to be a bearish stock and was going to get smoked. We could have saved a couple lives yesterday. So sad. Anyways, so yeah, APDN got smoked. All right, CGC earnings. I didn't even know they had earnings. Let's take a look. Or maybe they don't. They did. So it's bearish. It's going down. I would probably just say short the stock, and there's no shares to short. So really, you'd have to trade options if you want to trade options, but I'm really not crazy about trading options. You can see that we're breaking down this low point. I would stay short bias on the stock, and it's just continuously trending down. What we're seeing right now is a bear market. This is a bear market in the marijuana sector, right? So don't let it like go past you without thinking anything about it, right? I'm thinking about it. I'm seeing that we're still bearish in the marijuana market, right? And everyone right now is just freaking out. Everybody. If you go on Facebook, if you go on any sort of stash investing group on Facebook, or just talk to people who have bought any of this stuff, they're all saying the same thing. What do you think that is? Oh my gosh, this is just terrible. When is this? Every time I look at my account, it's just lower. And it's just lower. Is it ever going to go up? I mean, I thought it was supposed to be the next big thing. Is it ever going to go? I can't do this much longer. I can't hold on to this much longer. So you're starting to see the phase of a bear market really drag on investors in that particular sector, shall we say. And they're just waiting for a sign of life for some of these stocks to come back. And what do you think smart people are doing? They're just letting it bleed. letting it bleed, letting it bleed, letting it bleed, letting it bleed. And they're going to start buying it up at extremely low prices. And then 10, 20, 30 years from now, you're going to look back and stocks like CGC are going to be all the way back to highs, if not higher. And then you're going to go, shit, I should have held, because that's the exact psychology of the market. What happened when all the marijuana stocks first hit the market? They all went crazy. They all went hyped up. They got pumped up, and they all ripped really, 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 really fast, right? So let's look at this chart, okay? Let's do a 3-year chart here. So what does this look like to me? It looks like marijuana stocks really just start hitting the market. We go from 419 all the way to 59. Clearly, that's probably a bubble, okay? Look at this. Really no volume, no volume, no volume, no volume, massive volume, right? So regardless, what we're seeing here is a bubble. Bubble's crashing, bubble's cracking. But marijuana, everybody knows of it. Everybody, right? Most people have smoked it at least once in their life. And if you haven't, you really haven't lived. And I would say live a little. You most likely won't die. There's never been a recorded death from smoking, so just lighten up a bit. But CGC and Hexo and ACB, as soon as they hit the market, everybody knew about them and everybody bought them up. So the public market had already known the potential of marijuana, so everybody started buying into it really, really fast, which inflated the prices really, really quick. And if I was a big-time investor, like a really big guy with billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, I wouldn't want to be buying the stock at 50. Maybe it has the future to be a $200 stock, but I don't want to buy it at 50. So what we're going to do is we're going to bleed out the market, right? We're going to sell what we have, and we'll keep kind of pressing this thing lower and lower and lower. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake out all the weak hands, like the typical retail investor that's on Facebook and is on Stash, and he's going, oh my God, this is just never going to end. It just keeps going down. It keeps going down. So now we're really starting to get to them. And when they all start selling out and this thing gets really low, then we'll start coming in back and buying those up. And then 20 years down the road, we'll have a great investment. That's probably what's going on with the marijuana market. At least that's what I strongly feel is, because marijuana does have a very, very bright future. Just look at the news. You have medical, there's things that it helps with cancer patients. Just the medical benefits of marijuana are insane. And then the recreational use in itself is a big business. And then you have hemp that could replace like trees for paper and other products like that, which is crazy. I think you can even make like gasoline or like a hemp gas to run on a car. I think I've read. So that's crazy. So there's so many uses that it could be, so many things it could be used for. Excuse me. It has a future. I think that the marijuana market's just getting bled out, and it's going to get bought up at very low prices for the future. So I know that we didn't have a whole lot of time to go over pretty much, right? So apologize about that. But everybody have a great day. Stay green on the day. Yesterday was a really killer day. I ended up finishing the day up almost 3,400. I finished at like 3,300. Anyways, really great day. Today, I told myself I'm going to be sizing down my positions, so probably going to be using smaller share size on more of my positions. Still not like tiny, but going to be going down on the share size today and tomorrow to finish out the week so that I can protect the wins that I've already made from yesterday and the day before and on Monday, which was only $70. But I can protect those wins by sizing down the position so that if I do have an inevitable red day, which will always happen in your life when trading, whether that's today, tomorrow, or if it is today, or if it is tomorrow, or if it's not, great. But if it is, if I go smaller share size, then my losses won't accumulate as fast or have as big of a loss, which means I'll retain more money, which is a good thing. So anyways, guys, everybody have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for another stream.